The name of this story is called Jody's Daddy is a Garbage Man. Funny how you can always tell when somebody is laughing behind your back. Jody hadn't really heard anything, maybe a whisper, but when she turned around, the girls in the back row of the class were looking at her, trying to hide smiles and giggles. She looked back at her teacher. Mr. Swallis was talking about what people do all day. He also wanted to find out what his students wanted to be when they grew up. He called on Billy Mitzer first. Billy Mitzer said, "My daddy works in a bank. I guess I want to work in a bank too. There's lots of money in the bank." Emily DeSalvo said, "My parents have a grocery store. Papa's behind the counter and Mama keeps the cash register, but I want to be an airline pilot." Jody liked it when Mr. Swallis asked them questions like this. He was about to call on Jody when the girls in the back row burst out laughing. Shirley Daines yelled, "Jody's daddy is a garbage man. P.U." Everybody in the class laughed out loud. Everybody except Jody, that is. She felt her face turn bright red. She looked around the whole classroom. Everyone was laughing. Some kids were even holding their noses. Jody looked at Mr. Swallis. He was angry. He almost never raised his voice, but now he did. "Silence! I want everybody quiet this instant." The laughter stopped immediately. The sound of cars and people going by out on the street came through the windows. Mr. Swallis said, "You should be ashamed of yourselves. Being a garbage man, a sanitation engineer, is a difficult and enormously useful job. We should all be grateful to Mr. Harris. Where would we be without him? Up to our ears in garbage, that's where. How would you like that?" Somebody said, "P.U." A few kids started laughing again. Mr. Swallis went on, "It's not funny. Garbage is a serious matter. I think you all owe Jody an apology. And after that, you're all going to write Jody's father, Mr. Harris, a nice letter to tell him how much you appreciate what he does for all of us. In other words, keeping our city clean."